Hello everyone, and welcome to the Sacred Seal tier list update. As per usual, this should be a rather quick video. Disclaimer also before we start, tomorrow I'll be doing my summons trying to plus 10 Deirdre, and maybe plus 10 Nyla if she does appear in the same banner with Kingus and Tybarn, which is kind of a 9 out of 10 that she's probably going to be on there. So who knows, maybe I'll plus 10 2 unit next stream, who knows. But yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow, probably starting 11 a.m. as I typically do. I kind of move my day from that I typically stream from Saturday to Sunday. I don't typically do this, and next week will be Saturdays as per usual at 11 a.m. But I kind of screwed up today, and frankly, I decided to just turn that in an opportunity for tomorrow. So tomorrow will be the typical Saturday stream, but, you know, with summons and all. So yeah, with that said, let's get to the video. So someone asked me to highlight the new seals being added. I decided to do this, and also, I would like to question people. Do you like the fact that I highlight the seals this way? And would you want me to also highlight the new units being added to the GHB Tempestral tier list, Refined tier list, and so on, to actually make it easier to see where they are in placements? Because if that is the case, I'll just do this from now on, or at least try to some extent. I can give the complete yellow background to Sacred Seals. I won't exactly be able to do that with the GHB Tempestral tier list, but I can still like put a yellow. How can I say this? Essentially, a yellow. Fuck, what's the word? A yellow aura, I guess, around it. It's not going to be like a huge yellow square like here, because I can put it behind the image, but I can still put it around it. But yeah, let me know how you feel about this. As per usual, before we start, these are the old seals that have been added to the forge. Chill speed is okay, since technically you don't typically have high speed units in arena. And in AR, it can be somewhat helpful if you have a unit like, say, Legendary Alm on your team who just needs that speed push in case of if the tank is a speedster, which can be quite useful. Steady Stance is a good second choice if your attack def bond seal is already taken, as it typically is because it's an actual really good seal. And Attack Res 1 it's a seal that exists, I suppose. Anyway. Moving on to the actual new seals, we'll start with HP attack. Now, a simple attack seal is what I consider to be better, but this is still a decent option for units that need a high amount of HP, but also wants to have some attack. I'm considering, for example, Bridal Fjorm. Bridal Fjorm wants to have more HP for staff and also Sudden Panic, if you decided to build her this way, a Versa, and plenty of others. So yeah, you get the idea. Or just in general, if you want your unit to be slightly more tanky, and nothing else, just to be able to hit that Desperation a bit easier, while also compromising by giving some attack on top of it. This is still a good option for that as well. Not exactly something I would aim on working on, but it's still a decent-ish seal. Next up is Attack Feint. This one is a no-brainer. It's one of the better seals that we've got in a long time. You know, like, all the S plus tier are obviously better, but if you're considering, like, in S tier, I'd say it's probably one of the top 3 seals of the bunch. I do think it's even better than Def Res Bond, though Def Res Bond is obviously quite good as well. It's still very, very good. Attack Feint skills in general have been skills that I've said a lot in the past. to be very good seals. Let me just put it this way, right? For example, you'd be using Legendary Eliwood to buff your main unit, that's your tank. Well, this way you can not only buff your main unit, you can also apply a debuff on the enemy side of -7 attack while doing so. So you're essentially giving your unit 12 speed, 12 res, while debuffing the enemy's attack by 7. It's quite good. It's like I said, it's quite a no-brainer. And in Arena, don't get me started, attack is one of the most key stats of this game. So the single fact that you can have a -7 attack, so essentially chill attack, that you're able to target who you want to be debuffed by it is just insane. It's literally chill attack but better, as long as you have a rally to make use of it. Quite literally. Because chill skills, they hit something at random. Attack feint, you decide where it hits. You decide who it debuffs. So for example, if you're using anyone, and I mean really anyone that uses debuffs from your enemy to really function, well, for example, you could use attack feint with speed feint in your B skill, and already there, for example, on say Saizo, that's basically, you know, 7 attack, 7 speed for him, while the enemy lose 7 attack and 7 speed. It's quite obvious why it's considered a quite good seal. It's also good for characters such as Guntra, with rally traps especially. It's quite good for, honestly, like a ton of unit. Rid is another one, Yune is another one, since Yune doesn't really have a good debuff right now. But with attack feint, that would be, well, change. It would give her some kind of bulk, while also providing the chance of attacking twice with 6 more attack. It's quite obvious why it's a good seal, like I said. So, moving on to Def Res Bond, which is also quite a good seal. The seal is a bit awkward to use in certain cases, just because, yes, it gives def and res, but typically this is really good for mixed tank unit. Like, for example, if a unit had 28 def, 23 res, you could use attack res bond as the A slot with def res bond as the seal, and oh look, 33-33 for example. It can be quite good, but it's a bit more situational than attack feint. I can see attack feint work in literally any mode that you're playing, except abyssal modes, which you're reliant a lot on dancers typically, and running rallies on dancers is not exactly the best idea you can have now, is it? Still, if your unit is meant to be a tank, Def Res Bond can be good in all but AR. So there's that. Because in AR, if you're dealing with a Versa, especially right now that she's a bonus unit, you're going to hate your life. That's kind of just how things are. So, yeah. But still, if what you're going for is mixed tank, like for example for a unit like say Oboro, this is a decent choice. Oboro can also use close defense. However, Def Res Bond can be used for more than just close range. It can be used in, well, distant range? In range? Whatever. You get what I mean. So it's quite good if you want to build her with say Berkut's Lance with Def Res Bond, and therefore you're essentially very bulky in both defense or resist or rather and resistance. The new Berkut can also pull this off quite well. So yeah. But yeah, all to say that these seals this time around have been quite good. Honestly, I think this is one of the best batch we've had in a long time. Not to say that all of the other ones were quite bad, but there always typically was one seal that I was considering to be quite, well, bad. Like, typically it's always one good seal, one a bit more situational seal, and then a seal that nobody ever wants, like a boost skill, like a dance skill. No one wants these, because they're frankly trash. That's kind of just how it is. But, yeah. This time it's a bit different. So yeah, everyone. That's about all I have to say about these seals. As per usual, I suppose I'll be seeing you all on Discord, or maybe on the stream tomorrow. Have a good night, y'all. Sleep well.